Hi guys, welcome back. Frank is in the quay, a late film director. Let's go. Um, these series of videos, I've shot them before, but for some reason, my mics didn't pick up a sound. So now I'm filming directly my phone, with the microphone. So it might be a little louder than the other videos. Anyway, so how to work with actors, right? As a film director, working with actors means you have to be the smartest man in the room. You just gotta be. There's no need to be too big for any job. Your job is to make everybody feel big and to get their job done, right? You don't need to be a big man in the house. There's no reason to, right? You are successful thus far. You're the reason everybody's gathered to make the film. So there's no reason to be this big time director. Nobody can talk to you. Nobody ever scared of you. Nah, that's not the way to do it. Every time I've been on a set where there's a big director or a massive actor, what I found is that what I tend to see is that the big guys, the biggest guys in the room, are the most humble. They're the ones that are fun to get along with, and they're the ones that make your life easy. And so, working with actors, as a director, you must learn how to appease people and be nice to people, extra nice, right? This is an industry that has a lot of egos, but it's not necessary. I mean, you see, your relationship is with what happens when the cameras roll. That's all that really matters. What's in the frame. So however you get there, whatever you have to pander to anyone, it doesn't matter. Just do it, because once you shoot this on the tape, hey, that's a wrap. It doesn't matter how you got there. Just get there, right? So be super flexible with your team and your crew, and their welfare, right? If you have a hungry crew, they just don't work hard. When you have a hungry crew on air, then you have an angry crew. You just gotta feed them. Feed them. Bottom line, they eat a lot. I eat a lot, and especially when you're working, when you're being creative, you don't sleep. You used to eat. Sometimes you have to eat to keep the energy up, right? So make sure you feed your crew and their welfare, like in the places to use the restroom, ladies, stuff like that. Whatever they need, make sure it's planned ahead. You have to plan ahead for these things. Like account for these things ahead of time. Like pre-plan and predict what their needs might be, and then let's meet them. You may not pay them that much, but at least you can provide the comfort that they need to get the job done. That's just my take on it, right? See, sometimes, listen, actors don't even remember how much you pay them, but they remember how you make them feel. When you're on a set, when you're working with an actor, when you're working with a director, it doesn't matter. If you're subject to anyone on the set, what happens is people remember how you treated them, how you made them feel, when the time they spent with you. And just make that beautiful. Make any time. It doesn't matter if you're film sets or not. Every time you're with people, make sure that you give them your best, that you give them the best that you can be for that situation, right? I try to do that in my life, and people don't reciprocate that. It doesn't matter, You have your style, you have your taste, you have your own quality of life, and when you bring that to the table, people just feed off that. People just they work with that. So remember, as a director, working with actors, your job is to make them as comfortable as possible, because it's hard enough doing the job, right? What you don't want to do is put them out of mood, put them out of sync with what they're trying to do. When you see guys like Brokeback Mountain, very delicate scenes between Gyllenhaal and this guy that passed. When you're doing a scene like that, that's so delicate. Like he pushes on male sexuality is a scary subject, but I'm sure the director was very sensitive to the nature of the script and how they could work with that to make it not seem too, you know, it could get too soft, man. It could get, there's some scenes in that movie that just, but, and also, which seems like Sons of Lambs, Clarice, where this guy is eating this guy's brain on the dinner table, it's scary to shoot. So, Ray Liotta and Sarah Anthony Hopkins, the scenes when the breakfast on the dinner table was just insane, and giving them enough room to be that sensitive. Even the scenes he had with, what's her name, this lady, in the prison cell, when he had to do this work with the Clarice, those are really sensitive areas. You're pushing some levels that are just on so many layers, And also when you wrap production, right? Actors and crew would always talk about you in good light when you treat them well. That can open doors for you. Clearly, I can open doors for you. I've seen people cast in films just because they were nice. Barry Sonnenfeld, when he was directing Men in Black, was telling another director that he would never ever miss a chance to work with Will Smith, because Will Smith was so loving and so caring and so devoted to the craft. Like, 1 minute he's singing "Let's Get Jiggy With It," the next minute he's shooting some serious scenes, and he was still doing Fresh Prince. I think he was still doing Fresh Prince, but anyway, he was still Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He was still singing, rapping. So, but it didn't matter that he was doing a major blockbuster, right? Independence Day and all these films. He still had an attitude like he was easy to talk to. And even iRobot, there's some scenes in iRobot where I was told that they were really, because remember, you're filming in the middle of New York, Manhattan, and it's the end of the world, basically apocalyptic views, and people outside were cussing Will Smith out because he was causing traffic, but he maintained his cool and shot through all that. That's what I read. And you tend to remember the stories, how actors work really hard through certain, scenes of certain films, in spite of how difficult it was for them to do part, and so you find that, working with actors, it's a very sensitive thing, I like when I see there's some parts of Malcolm X when Denzel was being filmed in character by Spike. Spike was saying, there's so many stories, but one story he said Spike was giving a speech, about it was Malcolm X speech, and he had recited the speech so perfectly and was delivering it on tape, and they ran out of tape. That's how he was so in character that the film actually, the film they were filming, they had it ended, and it was Barry Nicholson filming, but anyway, the tape cut and Denzel kept going, so it's like when you're working actors that intense, and you just kind of see them give you the best that they can in a film, even in this film where he played a boxer, right? Where he's in jail and he said, hate put me in here, but love's gonna bust me out, and when I read that when he did that scene, it was so intense also, and you look at Bill Thornton in Muscles Ball with Halle Berry, the Oscar award-winning part by Halle, and there's all these rumors about how intense the sex scene was, how Halle took it from the back hard, but that's not really, I don't know if it's true or not, but anyway, the point is, for the director to get that out of Halle and Billy Bob, It takes a lot to really make an actor go there. It takes. She won an Oscar for that part, but I don't know how the director pulled that off. And he's a dangerous guy. And so, but the chemistry between an actor and a director is something that's very delicate, and it can go really awry. Sometimes you could really get it wrong, but if you get it right, and you get the chemistry right, you can really do some magic. You can bring something new to the table. Like A$AP Rocky and Denzel doing this, new Spike Lee film, and even the football film with the Wayne brothers. What's his name? Marlon. Uh, this football film where it's very grotesque, but I read that basically to get in character to play an NFL guy, it took a lot of. I wouldn't say that it was complex, of course, but there's a place you have to go to evoke that kind of devilish anger, So sometimes actors will go beyond themselves, to really give you what you need. That film demanded a lot of, from Wayne, from Alan, and it's good to see it, on Sirloin. And that's basically what it is. So again, working with actors is something that, I find that, you become a better person when you do the job right. It takes a lot, being a director, it takes a lot to learn the intricate and very delicate process of making an actor go there, really go there for you. It's risky, but if you can get that chemistry, you can get the harmony going, you can't lose. I'm gonna end it for now. Please do your best to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you around on the next one. Have a great day.